Okay, I was. I can hear you. I got nervous.
No.
Our days are running together a little bit. Happy Saturday, y'all. I am ready for this quarantine conversation and excited that I have I'm going to say my longtime friend, former fellow Chicagoan,
Okay.
but current Texan,
Whoop, whoop.
Amber Brim joining us today. Hey, Amber.
Hey, Rosemary.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there. Let's put it
Yes, curly girl, cute and
Yes.
curly. Amber, like I just said, Amber and I have been knowing each other, and I'm good with dates. So I will say that we probably met about 2004. When did you and Brim start dating?
We started dating in 2000. Oh, Jesus. Girl, why you put me on the spot like that? We started dating in 2003, and we got married in 2006. Yes.
Okay. So let's say we met probably 2003, 4. So that's been a good amount of time. We've been knowing each other. Amber is married to my husband's frat brother, and both of our husbands were in each other's wedding. So we have been doing this marriage thing together, this mommy thing together, and yeah.
Yes. Life.
It's been good. And a fun fact that most people don't know. So Amber's husband was actually my real estate broker back in Chicago. So real estate full-time here in Texas for the past 3 years. But in Chicago, my husband was flipping. And he wasn't my husband. He was my boyfriend then. He wasn't even my husband. He encouraged me to get my real estate license to help him with his flips. And Amber's husband was my broker. And now he is here in Texas doing real estate too. So yay, we've come full circle.
Everything comes full circle. It really is.
And yeah, Amber looks fabulous. How many kids you got, Amber?
I have 5 children. I have 5 kids and I have 3 grandbabies. Yes, I do.
Y'all look. So the girl knows what she's doing. Okay, this black is not cracking over here. So it's popping. So how is of the 5? You have 2 adult children and 3 school-age children that are at home with you during this quarantine. So before we get into this hair and all this stuff, girl, how you doing?
Like I said, I'm hanging in there. It's been an interesting journey. The first couple of weeks, I was great. I was like, this is awesome. I love being at home. I'm getting to spend so much time with my kids and my husband, and I had everything together. And like that 3rd week, I hit a wall, girl. I was just like, bam, oh, this is too much. I'm stressed. These kids driving me crazy. This is too much time with family. I need a break. But after that week, I kind of got back into a rhythm. I put everybody on a schedule. So I literally, I can show you their schedule. They have a schedule from the time they wake up until the time they go to bed. And with that, things have kind of fallen back into a better rhythm for us. So we're doing better now.
So some structure has been good.
Structure has definitely been good, especially since I had to return to work. So the first couple of weeks I was home with them because I did self-quarantine. I quarantined myself after having traveled out of the country. But then when I went back to work, everything just kind of fell apart because I wasn't home keeping everybody on task. And the kids they just did whatever. They were just
like, okay, go.
Right. I come home and the house is a mess and no one's done schoolwork and it was just crazy. So after I got everybody on a schedule, and I'm on a better schedule, it's been much better.
That's good. That's good. I love to hear it. And I'm always thinking about my friends and just people who are doing the e-learning thing. A, if you are still going out for work because that looks different. But B, if you have more than one child, because just going through it with Cameron, my older one isn't doing e-learning, and just keeping Cameron engaged. I'm like, Lord, you knew to give me these kids 11 years apart because for such a time as this. And I was a whole teacher for a long time.
I would say that it has been great that Brooklyn and Bryson are so close. They're twins. Those are my 6-year-olds, and they will keep each other entertained and they keep each other on task. So if one of them is straying and doing something they shouldn't be doing. The other one is like, mommy said we're supposed to be doing this. This is schedule. And then I've also been extremely blessed. I'm so grateful that my 12-year-old, she's an excellent student. She doesn't require micromanaging. She still has all A's. She's been doing all her work. She just needs a little bit more support in terms of getting her to engage with us. And I think that's her age.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's harder to have more than one kid for sure. And when you're working, definitely.
It's tough. So one thing that we also have talked about that's hard, and this is what I love about Amber, and we've always been able just to have these like little snippets of deep conversation, like, girl, this is rough, or what diet you on, or my skin, or, just because we met in our 20s and now we are inching 40 somethings, so things are changing. And this quarantine has, it's for some of us, you were already on a natural hair journey.
Right.
To be respectful to everyone who is on that natural hair journey, I'm going to say I'm on a natural hair sprint. Because
you're not making any commitments.
No, ma'am. No. Now, I will say it is refreshing to feel my scalp and, to do all those things, but it's also a lot of work to maintain this. And by maintain, I got a ball on my head. You are all curly cute.
Oh, it's cute though. That looks really cute and cool.
Thank you. You can't see the back, so But what are some of those? And I know a lot of other women out here can relate, because that's what I titled this: no weave, no lashes, no nails. Who this? Like, when this first started, I was looking in the mirror like, I haven't seen you in a long time.
Where you come from?
I'm really taken aback. So what are some of your rituals that you were used to pre-quarantine? And I just want to say this. I know this is a fun girl talk conversation. We know Amber and I both have family members who were affected by COVID-19. So we definitely understand the seriousness, and we're not taking light of it. But this is just really real. Like, as a woman, I know a lot of my friends are like, man, I have a friend who was doing her dreads, other ones doing their nails. It's hard out here in these female streets. What does that look like for you?
So, you know what? It's really interesting because prior to the quarantine, I was already natural. So I was pretty comfortable with doing my own hair. I've already explored all types of different products. I know what works for me and what does not. I'm also on a debt-free journey. So I had already stopped going to get my nails done. I wasn't going to get pedicures. A lot of the things that I used to spend money on, I had already stopped spending money on. So I had kind of adjusted to, this is me.
I already prepared you.
Yeah, life was just kind of preparing me. I was just on this journey, really trying to figure out who I am outside of my outside appearance, who I am internally, and what do I bring to the world other than my physical presence. So a lot of things really didn't change for me. Now, I will say, going into the quarantine, I did have crochet braids in my hair, and it was super cute, and it was so convenient. So sometimes I would still go out and get like these protective styles that I would do in my hair, and I haven't been able to do that. So, that's been a little more challenging because I've actually had to do my hair every day.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it hasn't been a lot of change for me.
Look, is that your husband?
That's my daughter, Maya.
What is Maya saying?
My children. I'm in the family room of our house, so they may venture in and out.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. So okay, so sis, you and I are in two different boats, okay? Because your girl stayed at the Weaver.
Right.
Literally stayed at the Weaver. Muff, who's my hairdresser, and like, we've been friends. I literally have worn extensions, I dare to say, like 13, 14 years. Like, I may have gone breaks for a month or so, but in the last like 6 or 7 years, I'm like, why even take the break?
Right.
I'm enjoying it.
So easy.
So that's like, even when I had to like do my own hair, now I'm not hair literate and I have hair. But just having to do it, I remember like doing that first twist set and I undid it.
Like, what? This is not how it looked on that video. That's not what YouTube said.
I looked in the mirror like, oh my goodness. But to your point, I think this is one of the gifts in quarantine is that I feel the stripping away, and as we're nearing coming out of it, right? At least Texas is beginning to open up. So we're hoping we're coming out of it, but safely. I'll be at home for a little while longer. But all of the stripping away of all these things that we felt like we had to have, and now they're not available. It's like, okay, so who am I without the weave, without the nails, without the, I wasn't getting lashes done, but just all those things. And if y'all are watching, like, what is your thing that you've had to be stripped of? And I guess, what does it look like? Like, will you start those habits going back once quarantine is over, or are you just kind of free? Like, I know some people might be like, I'm just free. I'm not going to do weave again. That's not me. But I wonder what that looks like for everybody. So let's talk about when you did transition to natural hair, because you have been natural for how long now?
Oh, I've been natural now, I would say this is 2020, at least 10 years.
Okay.
I've been natural. And it's definitely been a journey. So I was like you at one point. In my 20s and early 30s, I always wore a sew-in. Somewhere so like when I met my husband, I had a sew-in. That's all he ever saw me in. He never saw my hair. And if I did wear my hair, I had a perm, so it was straight or, it's curly. It was never in its natural state. So it's been a journey for him and I because, you look different. It's just the truth. You look different.
Way.
Yeah, versus when you're wearing your natural hair. But, when I first started, it was more so that my hair just kept breaking off from all of the perms. And I was wearing sew-in so much that I didn't feel the need to get a perm anymore because I'm like, well, shoot, I'm not wearing it out anyway. She about to bring it up and put my wig. So I transitioned out of the perm that way. And then it became more of a discovery and just a self-awareness and getting to learn to love me as God created me.
Right.
And so for me, it became really personal in that aspect, as well as trying to be a role model for my daughters because I have 4 daughters, and it's a struggle sometimes because they get caught up in what the media says beautiful is, and I didn't want them to feel like they weren't beautiful when they were in their natural state. So I had to be a role model and be able to step out and show them you're beautiful. God created you beautiful.
Yeah.
Hair and all. So, and just learning how to take care of it. Now that was a whole, yeah, that was, it's a discovery process because all products don't work for everybody and all hairstyles don't look good for everybody. So
say that one part again.
All hairstyles do not look good for everybody. Everybody can't rock,
Twist it.
Like the shape of your face, the texture of your hair, it just may not work out. And that's okay. That just means that style is not going to work for you. You can try something else.
Yeah. But I love what you said about, because I think, so the funny thing is I was on the opposite end, like not in terms of natural hair, but I was like so anti-weave forever, right?
I remember that. I knew you were. Yes.
I was like, oh, never. Like the only weave I would get was like a weave ponytail, but it had to be in a bun. Like, oh my gosh, no. Then got on the weave train and just couldn't hop off of it, right? Right. But we all have different versions of what makes us feel comfortable and different reasons. Like I know I have a girlfriend once, she said she went on a vacation or on a trip to see one of her girlfriends and they went to like a party or something. She was like, I was the only one there with a perm. Am I not woke? Hey, Maya. But she was like, am I not woke? Because I don't have a natural hairstyle. But the thing is we all have to have our beauty discovery. And even after this fact, like, I may entertain other styles a little bit more now. I don't have to go weave to weave. I know I can make it a week with a ponytail and my life won't end, right?
Yeah. Right.
However, I still feel very comfortable going and getting the silk weave or the silk press or the whatever else. So I think that's good that you just said what you said about just being beautiful and feeling good in your own skin. And everybody has a reason on why they choose what they choose.
Exactly. And I don't knock anybody. And actually, I'm not opposed to it. I may eventually get another sew in, or I may eventually wear my hair straight. I don't do it often because my hair is easily damaged by heat. So I don't straighten my hair often because I don't like the results afterwards. But it's also individual, and it's also personal. So some people, like you said, and it can depend on what stage you are in your life.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause like we just mentioned, you was anti-weave and I was all about weave. And then we've
Right.
actually flip-flopped.
Right now, it's kind of like I remember when you first went natural. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Like, what is happening? Are you depressed? Are you sad? Like, are you burning incense in your house? What is going
There's so
on?
many questions like that. A lot of people were asking, like, are you okay? Is everything all right with you? Can I help you in some way? I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm fine. I don't need help. I'm okay.
So how was that transition with your husband, though? Because, like you said, he saw you one way, and he was used to one thing. Because I just had this conversation with Corey. I was like, I know you got to love me now because, I mean, y'all see the natural when I at least brush it. Some days in quarantine, I ain't brushing.
Oh my gosh. I will say it is still a journey. So I know from my husband what he likes, and I know what I like. And sometimes we don't agree with what we like. So what I've had to do over the years is I compromise because I love him and I do want him to be happy, and I want him to, I want him to be turned on when he see me. And
Right.
we had some real deep conversations about self-love and what this journey has been for me, and how I need him to support me in it. But so what I do, I compromise. Sometimes, like I said, I will wear a wig, I will get a sew-in, or I'll get some braids or a crochet style that's more along the lines of what he loves. And then other times I'll wear what I love. So all this week, I've had my hair twisted. It wasn't like this. I just untwisted it this morning for this video. But it was actually in twist. I know that's not like a favorite style that he loves to see me in, but for me, it works. I can work out. I can do whatever I want to do, go to work and put my little cap over my head and not worry about my hair catching coronavirus. So it works. We just have to we compromise. So sometimes, like I said, I'll do styles that I know he loves, and other times I wear styles that I love. And what I found is over the years, he started to say things to me like a style like this. He would say, "Oh, your hair is so pretty." Or I would have a wash and go, and he'd be like, "Oh, I really like your hair like that." And I mean, like literally, I'm getting chills right now just seeing it because it would mean so much to me.
Right.
Because I know when I first got on this journey, that was not something that was coming out of his mouth.
I love that. And I love that. I mean, we, especially for those of us who are married, your husband's our consideration, and not like you're in a box, but if I'm buying a dress, I consider, what I know Corey likes, one way or the other, and not to say that I will or won't get the outfit, but it is a consideration. And hair is a consideration, like even with me, I do the weaves and stuff, but if I'll come with one too long or too blonde on the ends or
you're not gonna have it.
like, sis, I don't know what you doing, but you need to dial it back a little bit. So yes. Now you said something I want to hit real quick. This is a personal question for the whole Wash Natural Hair sprint that I'm on. Wash and go.
Yes.
Where do that at?
Okay. Let me tell you, don't get caught up in the terminology because it's not a wash and go. It's a wash and then you got to go through and train all your curls, set them, and then go. Okay. So it's not as quick as it sounds. Like you just gonna wash your hair and put something in it and be on your way. No. You have to wash your hair. You have to condition your hair very well. And then you have to go through like tiny, like little bitty tiny sections at a time re-wet it, put some oil in it, some cream, and some gel, and you like rake your fingers through it. But by the time you go through and do your whole head, you'll have a whole head full of curls. And that's actually like your natural curl pattern, what your curls look like. And a lot of us, we have no idea what that looks like because we've
always
had the
done something to it.
yeah. I had to learn how to do it on YouTube. And then my oldest daughter, Ariana, she became like a natural hair guru. And then Asia, my second oldest, followed her. So they even trained and taught me how to do wash and goes. But there's tons and tons and tons of YouTube videos. And if you take the time and watch one and try it, as long as you don't have heat damage, and that's one of the reasons I do not straighten my hair, because I like to wear wash and goes, especially in the summertime. If you have heat damage, you're not going to get that curl. You'll have stringy patches throughout your head. So that kind of would take away a little bit from the style.
Okay. So wash and go is a myth. You ain't really going with it.
Yeah, it's a myth. You're not going to wash and go. You're going to wash about an hour going through your hair, to find all your curls. And then when you do that, sometimes your hair will still be wet. You might still see some of the products on your hair. So your hair may still have like some white patches in it where the conditioner or the moisturizer hasn't absorbed into your hair yet or absorbed into the atmosphere. So it is, it's a myth.
So wash and go through your hair. And then maybe you can go in a little while after you go and get all the stuff out of it. So okay, so now I'm freed because I was kind of like, if my hair can look the way it did when I got out the shower, I'll be all right. But no, ma'am. No. Pretty soon it's like.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah. Shrinkage is real.
And it is the devil.
It is. It's
the devil.
It is the devil. Because you will be so deceived with the length of your hair. You will think your hair is short. Like my daughter yesterday told me at dinner, like, Mom, your hair is short. And I'm like, it's not relative. It's not that short.
Right. Like, don't pull it down on you.
Right, exactly. I'm like, let me show you it's not short. And even if it was, so what? Yeah. We have a lot of recoil to our hair. And it's just part of our hair. It's how God made us.
Well, look, I love it. I mean, like I say, it was an involuntary start for me. But I'm happy that it is because, again, it's one of those things where I think sometimes you have to be stripped away of the things that you think matter. And then you really find out how important it is. And I think for me, in addition to, the styles, like even the other day, I went to meet a new client and I was like, dang, I wonder if they like got my car, because I was referred to them by somebody. So I was like, I wonder if they're going to be like,
that's the same person. Right. I don't know.
But you still have, but I couldn't let that change me going. Like I had that half a second pause, but no, I put on my big earrings, did a little something to my hair and went and killed it. Right. But you have to, like, all the things are nice, but all the things don't make you. Right. And even for the most confident of person, sometimes we still have those moments where we're kind of like, okay, oh Lord, okay, who am I? Okay, so this is who I am. Like I have to be comfortable with it. And now I know that, whether it's my house or my friends, have to be comfortable with who I am. So quarantine is teaching us some lessons.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Do you have any parting self-care advice? I know that you are a believer, you taking care of family, you taking care of yourself, and just in this pandemic. So not necessarily related to hair and all that stuff, but just, how are you taking care of you and what can you share that might be helpful to someone else?
Some things that I've been doing to help take care of me is I get up in the morning before the rest of my family is up because I am an introvert. I need time alone. I need time just with myself and God. So I'll get up in the morning. I'll read any devotions that I'm doing. I'll do my prayer and have that time with the Lord. I always make sure to make time to exercise because that is a stress reliever. It really does reduce the amount of stress that's in your body. And it gets your blood circulating. It helps with oxygen perfusion throughout your body. It helps in so many ways. So I make sure that I exercise. Lately, I've been doing more yoga, which has been amazing.
I was
Oh
going to
my
say, what
God.
are you doing for exercise? Is it yoga? Are you doing yoga on YouTube?
I am. And her name is Adrienne. I can send you the link and we can post it here. But her name is Adrienne on YouTube. And when I tell you, I'm like, I almost got a girl crush because I like her. It's so amazing. The way that she helps you to connect with your breath and your body. And I just feel so good when I'm done with that. In addition to yoga, I also do Camp Gladiator. So I do that. And I run. I love to run. I've always loved to run. As I get older, it is becoming a little bit more challenging on my joints, which is why I added the yoga. So it kind of helps to balance it out. So those are some things that I've been doing to take care of myself and just really trying to stay in tune with the bigger picture and knowing that God is in control, and that nothing is going to happen in this world or to me or anyone that I know that He doesn't allow.
Exactly.
And when He is allowing things to happen, is for us to grow. So there is something that He wants for us to get and to learn from this experience. And I'm just asking and seeking that He opens my eyes and my mind so that I can receive what it is I'm supposed to learn in this season. So trying to stay focused on that. I do not watch the news. I do not focus on everything that's going on in the media, and I limit my time on social media because that can also wreak havoc on your.
It can take you down a little path. Look, I think when Kanye first album came out, like 2003 or 4, when he said "Ain't nothing on the news but the blues," I haven't really watched the news since then. Since Kanye said it, I mean, I don't know how much of a prophet Kanye was or is, but.
But I'm not gonna lie, I do like his little gospel album.
I love his gospel, girl. Like that Sunday service. And did you get the choirs? Yes. Oh, it goes hard. Like, you know what? I feel like God can use anybody. All I'm saying though is, like when he said that one time, "Ain't nothing on the news but the blues," I listened to that like, you know what? Yeah, you are right. Like I don't have time to at anything relevant. People have told me.
Yeah, you're going to find out about it. You don't have to watch the news to learn about it. Someone's going to tell you, you're going to see it on Facebook. Some way, somehow, you'll find out about it. So I don't feel like I need to turn the news on to
overwhelm,
to overwhelm myself with negativity.
Yeah. Good. Well, girlfriend, thank you so much for joining me today. It is always a pleasure. And I look forward to connecting with you in real life when we can.
Yes, me too.
But until then, I have something for you though. Something from Trader Joe's.
Really? Ooh, is it what I think it is?
It is.
Yeah. Thank you.
Snap. I'll leave it outside. Send your husband to come pick it up.
I sure will.
Well, thank you so much. And everybody, if you're watching this now or watching later, thanks for hanging out with us. I think on Tuesday we'll do this again. We're going to talk about the economics of COVID, and I'll have a special guest to just really walk us through what some of your options will be. So thank you, Amber.
You're welcome.
Bye, y'all.